Welcome to Pring's blog today. We're going to give you another fantastic tip, and today we're going to talk about the Northern Powerhouse. Why do you want to know about the Northern Powerhouse? Because that's where investors are going to. That's where overseas investors, southern investors and every type of investor are researching. They're looking at what the Northern Powerhouse is and why it's important. Today we're going to talk about what benefits are to investors and why suddenly the government are looking at creating this network of cities and building this up to make it stronger and better for the UK. The government have highlighted northern cities as a powerhouse simply down to the fact that there's so much growth potential there. There's so much opportunity, there's a lot of transport already in place, the links, and now it's a case of putting further investment into these cities. Cities like Manchester, Liverpool, Leeds, Newcastle, they're the key cities that will be driving this forward. If you as an investor are looking at opportunities and where to invest, the locations such as Liverpool, where you can get fantastic yields for very, very low cost property, and that's where the returns are. If you take Liverpool as a great example, over the last 3 years, property prices, the average property price in Liverpool has increased by 41% over the last 3 years, which is absolutely phenomenal, and it's due to continue to grow and grow like the rest of the northern powerhouses. Investors are going to benefit from this by having the additional investment on businesses, on education, and all these resources coming into the city. There's a lot of overseas investment that's coming into these particular towns, these particular cities, which is increasing the growth, it's increasing the value of the properties, it's increasing the population, and that's why it's important to get in as soon as possible as an investor, make the investment, and then watch it grow. A lot of property investors that I speak to about the Northern Powerhouse are quite concerned about what time to enter, when is the best time. I say jump in now. You know, the earlier you get in, the better. There is no particular time scale in terms of when this development is going to end. It started already, it's got fast track, it's building momentum, and that's quite important to be part of that momentum. If you look at the cities now, there's investment coming in terms of new waterfronts, new residential locations and areas. There's a lot of different types of investment going into these cities and towns. And I'd say to any investor, this is the time to put your money into those locations, get something where there's a guaranteed rent, get something where there's high tenant demand, which majority of cities and towns in the north, there's very high tenant demand as well. For any new investor that's looking into the north for the first time, whether they've been based out south or particularly overseas, because we're seeing a huge majority of overseas investors, particularly on Pring.co.uk, where investors are searching, coming from all different countries, and they're now starting to look at the north a little bit more seriously. My advice is always start the research. Heavily engross yourself in the research, the location. Are you looking at right in the city centre? Are you looking just on the edge of the city? Are you looking in a local town to still benefit from any transport links? And if you get the opportunity, visit the location. Not many investors get that opportunity, but if you can, absolutely fantastic. It means you've met local people there. Try and meet and greet different agents, get friendly with the agents so that they'll tell you about different properties coming up. And they'll also tell you about areas maybe not to invest in or more popular locations as well. So the main point I want to get across is you've got to do your research. Make sure that you understand where you're investing, why you're investing there, and what you expect to get from that investment. For more information on Northern Powerhouse, visit Pring.co.uk. Follow our blog. We're constantly blogging, updating, and giving you free information. Also contact us if you've got any specific questions, queries. We work with a lot of developers right across the UK, estate agents. We're more than happy to introduce you to the right people and make sure you're getting good, solid advice.